All right, good afternoon, traders. Let's do the market wrap up. All right, my name is John Kerrigan. Today is July 19th, 2024. This is the BYOB Market Wrap Up. Let's take a look at some charts. Okay, first chart we're going to look at is SPY. SPY left with a 10-minute downtrend right there. 10-minute, 10-minute cross, 10-minute cross on SPY. On the 2-hour, we left with a 2-hour downtrend. On the daily chart, we have a bearish cross, lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA. Has not broken this low. It's still in an uptrend. It's pulling back, but it's still in an uptrend. QQQ, same deal. All right, hasn't broken this low, which is 473.82, 473.94. Okay, so lower high, lower low, closing under the bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA, still in an uptrend, hanging on by a thread. All right, FNGU in the flaky downtrend. All right, because we beat this low right here, made a lower high, now a lower low. So we got a lower high, lower low, closing under the bearish trap, under the 17 EMA. FNGU in a flaky downtrend right now. Diamond Dow in an uptrend till we break, till we break below this pivot right here. Okay, so in an uptrend, lower high, lower low, closing under bullish trap, but over the 17 EMA. IWM, lower high, lower low, closing inside bullish trap, over the 17 EMA. Like to see IWM stay in the upper third. See what we got. Not quite. Maybe it can recover tomorrow. All right, there's IWM. T2122 got throw us out of the overbought zone yesterday, and we've just been meandering in the seller's chop zone here, looking like we're headed for the sell zone. Maybe they can put in a higher low here and bring us back up. We'll see what happens. T2123, red from yesterday's afternoon all the way till closing time on Friday. T2123, green, still green here. Made a new all-time high on the 18th. That was yesterday. Today we're just consolidating sideways in between the two all-time highs right up there. FNGU. All right, just a little bit of buying, stayed under VWAP the whole day, just kind of melting away here. I thought we had a triple bottom at one point, never got going. Thought we had a triple bottom yesterday, didn't get going, so just still a whole lot of melting going on. A lot of profit taking right now on FNGU and everything inside it. Let's take a look at USO. USO in a flaky downtrend. And let's go back to FNGU. Go back over here. And let's try USO. All right, USO in the flaky downtrend now, a bona fide downtrend, because now we've got one higher low, lower high, and a lower low, and another lower high, and another lower low. USO no longer in the flaky downtrend. It's just a downtrend. All right, making lower highs and lower lows. Bearish candle closing, all right. Lower high, lower low, closing underneath bearish trap, underneath the 17 EMA. USO in a downtrend. UNG still in a downtrend. 2 days ago, put in new all-time lows. Today's price action, higher low, higher high, closing inside the bearish trap, but still underneath the falling 17 EMA. Silver and gold both in uptrends. Well, we'll see about that. Silver still in an uptrend, just hanging on here. Another one hanging on by a thread. Got a lower high, lower low, closing underneath bearish trap. That's the 3 EMA, the yellow line, underneath the white line. That makes it a bearish trap. And underneath the 17 EMA. Harsh pullback on silver. Whoa. All right. Gold still in an uptrend. Remember, 2 days ago we put in a new all-time high. Still in an uptrend till it breaks this low right here. Okay. Price action for GLD. All right. Lower high, lower low. Closing underneath bearish cross, but on top of the 17 EMA. US dollar index. See what we got there. US dollar index closing today right about 104.35. Okay, so I wanted it to both bear flag down here. It's not doing it. It would be better for the bulls if it did. It's not doing it. It's still in a downtrend. All right, so there's still hope left for this. All right, a lot of earnings coming in next week. Don't forget about those. All right, on Monday. Earnings next week. We got SAP tomorrow night. Tuesday in the evening, we got Alphabet, only about $4.5 trillion. Tesla's $750 billion. Visa is almost $500 billion. Coca-Cola is $250 billion. All right, so a whole lot of market cap opening up on Tuesday. Even though there might not be any economic data coming out, these will definitely move the markets, all right? Kind of strange. You would have thought Tuesday, Google, probably the market would rally into that. I guess they're not expecting to buy Google. Usually it kind of give it some lift going into earnings. Only got 2 days left, so we'll see what happens. All right, let's take a look at a few sectors. All right, first sector we're going to look at is SMH. All right, SMH in a downtrend, breaking the low here. Okay, XLF putting new all-time highs here yesterday. Today, lower high, lower low. Still bullish on XLF. IYT put in not new all-time highs, but today's candle, lower high, lower low, closing underneath the bearish cross and underneath the 17 EMA. So IYT still in an uptrend. XLF still in an uptrend. SMH is not. XLK, this is technology. Technology is not in an uptrend. They broke the low. Let's take a look at, did I do Diamond Dow? Yeah, Diamond Dow still in an uptrend. Small caps and mid caps, IWM, still in an uptrend, just pulling back. All right, so while we don't have technology and semiconductors in an uptrend, strange as it is, now transports are in an uptrend. And financials are in an uptrend. So there it is. All right, traders, that's it for me. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you all on Monday at 8 o'clock in the morning. For today, we had margin orders for SPY. And what did we have here? Let's take a look. You can see right there on the 10-minute. Let's break it out. All right, so the pivot today, a lot of lines on here. Let's get this one off. All right, so the pivot today was 552.45. Above it, I was a bull. Below it, I was a bear. So on the 10-minute chart, we opened up right here. We're looking for green erases red. We never got over this red candle here. We never got over this red candle here. Okay, so we never got green erases red on top of the pivot. Under the pivot, we got red erases green, which would have been right here, 550.92. That would have been the first one. All right, red erases green under the pivot. The next one would have been 551.09 right there. 550, well, right there. 550, yeah, 551.09 right there. Same one. Okay, that would be red erases green. This would have been the green, and the red erases it right there at 551.09. That's your first entry. Got some more green. Red erases it. That's your first entry right there. About 549.34, 539.30 right there is your first entry. You get into that one. And the last entry never triggered, and that was 548.31. You can see it was probably well after 2:30. Yeah, after 2:30, unless you got a trend day, you probably don't want to be playing those. So right there was the last one to trigger, and that would have been priced below, well, right there, 548.31. So never got triggered on that one. So you had two downtrends that you could have made money with. Right there, we started out this one and this one. They were up on the board before they even triggered, so you had a chance to grab them and get into them. All-time high anchored VWAP, which is the pink line up here. Price is underneath it. Okay? The breakup candle low anchored VWAP is price is underneath it. We are in a downtrend right now as far as the a pullback as far as the all-time high anchored VWAPs go. So money's coming out of the market. There's some profit taking going on. All right, now things could change after earnings come out on Tuesday. Got some big cap. Gonna report. Hey, thank you, Alan. Thank you, Joe Clark. Hope everybody made some money. It's a tough day. If you didn't want to take it, kind of tough. 2 days down. Do you really want to play the third day on an option expiration Friday? I get it. If you just kind of sat on your hands all day, probably would have saved yourself some money, or you could have made a little bit if you're taking those entries and ride them down to the bottoms. But you can see where the entries started out right here. Okay, and you only went this far right there to take profit. Okay, this one, okay, so you got in underneath this and you only went this far. Just a tough day, guys. Okay, if you didn't make money, it's, you know, the only way you could have made money is if you shorted the pullback blindly. Okay, you just blindly shorted the pullback. If you did that, you made good money down to here, because you made from 551 down to 448. So there's a $3 move. That's if you shorted the pullback. Now on our indicators chart right here, okay, the indicators didn't quite get going until you got to have MACD's got to be red. All right, so we got a little red right here. You see that? This triggered. This was underneath the yellow line. This one triggered, got some red. And again, you could have got in on that, but right there, you kind of closed it out right there. Or if you reloaded on the pullback and then took it down some more. But you can see right there, it got green. And then right underneath here, we got some more red. All right, so it was a tough day. Even for the indicators chart, didn't even line up all that great. And at the end of the day, all right, look at the MACD. MACD from, let's just say, 2 o'clock on was all bullish, see? All green right there. So it was a really difficult day if you were playing the indicators chart. The only way you did well is if you blindly just shorted at VWAP. Each time it came back to VWAP or even close, you just shorted, just knowing that price is probably going to bounce away from VWAP. Yeah, good weekend for you too, Joe Cav. Thank you. Yeah, slow grind to the downside. Gilbert, you shorted at the VWAP. Way to go. Love it. Brad, yes, made some profits. Awesome, Brad. Love it. All right, traders, everybody have a safe weekend. I'll see y'all 8 o'clock on Monday. All right, and we'll get the market started. 3 days down. Do we get a bounce on Monday? I don't know. I think maybe we might. Google going to report Tuesday evening. I think there's going to be a green day in there somewhere. We'll see. All right. Have a great evening. Thank you, everybody.